To spark jealousy in his wife, the man deliberately leaned in and kissed the calculating woman beside him. What he didn't expect was that his wife, who had always loved him deeply, not only showed no anger that day, but even chatted and laughed calmly nearby. The reason was simple. Just moments earlier, she had accidentally discovered a love letter her husband had secretly kept for years. Only then did she realize that the man who always appeared distant and proud had, in fact, loved her deeply all along. Since their university days, she had been the one pursuing him. She always believed she was the one giving more, the one loving alone. What she never knew was that he had been quietly watching her from afar. Even after 3 years of her persistence, he still refused to officially date her, not because he didn't care, but because he enjoyed being admired. After marriage, however, his attitude never changed. He repeatedly used divorce as a threat. Enough. Let's divorce. I'm tired. Let's divorce. Over time, the couple became frequent visitors at the civil affairs office. They're here again. It's always the wife backing down. Nearly 100 times, and they still haven't separated. This was their 99th divorce application. The man was certain his wife would once again humbly beg him to withdraw it. But this time was different. After learning the truth, the woman had already made up her mind. She finally understood that her devotion had become something he took for granted, something he even used to control her. This time, I want a real divorce. After returning home, she packed her belongings, preparing to leave. That was when she realized the necklace her mother had left her, the only keepsake, was missing. She went to confront her husband, only to find his friends joking about their situation. They were convinced she would return within days, because everyone believed she couldn't live without him. She won't last. She always comes back. The man assumed she was there to apologize. Instead, she asked about the necklace he had given to the other woman. The woman claimed it was lost. When the wife questioned why her mother's keepsake had been given away, her husband dismissed it coldly as just a necklace. Disappointed, she chose not to argue and turned to leave. At that moment, a vehicle nearby lost control and rushed forward. Her husband instinctively reached out but hesitated. In the next second, he moved the other woman aside. His wife was struck and collapsed. She regained consciousness 2 days later in the hospital. A nurse told her that when she was brought in, her husband had been extremely anxious. But strangely, when he heard she was waking up, he left in a hurry. Knowing the truth, the woman felt only quiet pain. On the day she was discharged, the man appeared at the hospital, claiming he was accompanying the other woman for a checkup. He said he could give his wife a ride home and then casually announced that the other woman would be staying at their house. The wife replied calmly, "That's fine." That night, the man hosted a lavish birthday celebration for the other woman. Everyone believed she was his true love, assuming the marriage had only survived because the wife kept compromising. Only the wife knew the truth. The other woman was merely a tool he used to hurt her. Still, she just wanted everything to end peacefully. The other woman, however, continued to provoke her with cruel remarks, mocking her years of devotion. Later, during an argument near a pool, the wife fell in. Unable to swim, she struggled until her husband rushed over and pulled her out. Yet once she recovered, he blamed her instead of listening. When the wife suggested involving authorities to clarify what happened, her husband stopped her, claiming she was too emotional and needed time to reflect. She endured silently. Days later, he asked if she still wanted to pursue the issue. She smiled faintly and shook her head. She knew freedom was finally within reach. At a class reunion, old classmates teased her about her past crush, assuming she had never succeeded. She didn't explain, just smiled and let it go. Soon after, her husband arrived with the other woman and openly showed affection to provoke her. The wife didn't react. She simply turned and left. Mistaking her silence for jealousy, the man smirked. Then the scheming woman followed her into the bathroom to mock her. When she noticed the husband approaching, she slapped herself twice to frame the woman. She immediately started crying, ran to the man, and hugged him. The husband blamed his wife for being unable to control her jealousy and demanded that she apologize. However, the woman refused and insisted that she never touched the scheming woman. "I'll see how long you last." On the final day of the divorce cooling-off period, he confidently told his wife to go inside alone to withdraw the application while he left to meet the other woman. The woman walked into the civil affairs office by herself. The staff asked, "As usual, are you here to cancel the application?" She answered calmly, "No. This time, I'm certain I'm done."